it's all about the balance. And right now, if IP is freely used by anyone, Memecoin monetized by someone, we will never onboard mainstream creators on chain. So I think we are taking the right step.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Unchained, your no-hype resource for all things crypto. I'm your host, Laura Shin. We are now featuring quotes from listeners on the show. Today, we have a comment from Chris the Drummer on X, responding to the recent Bits and Bits discussion on Tether. He writes, Tether's move to El Salvador just shows how the US is shooting itself in the foot with over-regulation. I'm loving the UAE's approach to fintech. Makes me wonder why I'm still in the US. To have your comment featured, write a review of the podcast or leave a comment on the episode on YouTube or X. This is the January 17th, 2025 episode of Unchained. Kwai Network, the first decentralized energy dollar with unprecedented scalability. By reinventing proof of work, Kwai enables next-generation DeFi and global commerce. Learn more at qu.ai. Did you know the Stellar blockchain already powers over 550 million tokenized assets in 180 countries? Join the Build Better movement at betteron.stellar.org. Polkadot is the original and leading Layer 0 blockchain with over 2,000 plus developers. And the Polkadot 2.0 upgrade will be a massive accelerator for the ecosystem. Join the community at polkadot.network/ecosystem/community. Today's guest is Sota Watanabe, director of Soneium. Welcome, Sota.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, Laura. I'm a big fan of the Unchained.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for listening. Sony launched its Layer 2, Soneium, this week. How did Sony decide to launch a Layer 2, and how does Soneium differ from other Layer 2s?
Yeah, I would like to explain the structure of the Soneium first. So Soneium is developed by Sony Block Solution Lab, which is the joint venture between Sony Group Corporation, which is the HQ of Sony, and the Startale Group. And I'm director of Soneium. And we kicked off the conversation 2 years ago, and we have researched a lot of the blockchain, a lot of the tech stack, regulation, accounting, tax, or I think almost everything. And we decided to launch a Ethereum Layer 2 with Optimism and joining the super chain. And I think one of the most important things as a Web3 project is to align with the direction of the Web3. And I think Ethereum is clearly getting a lot of attention and the most robust and decentralized platform. So it was a natural decision for us to launch the Ethereum Layer 2 to align with Web3 community. And what we would like to do is to onboard literally billions of people on chain. And our mission is to realize the open internet that transcends boundaries. And today we have a lot of boundaries such as Web 2 versus Web 3, DGen versus regulators, and even more, right? But eventually we would like to make the world where people are using Web 3 without knowing Web 3, just like internet of today. People don't care. The TCP/IP, HTTP, the people does not care. This application is built on AWS, Azure, GCP. They're using because it's convenient. So we would like to penetrate Web3 technology into daily lives. And what's missing in the Web3 market is strong distribution channel. And we would like to onboard a lot of people through our existing distribution channel, especially in the entertainment market.
Okay. And so your Layer 2, though, it is a little bit different from other Layer 2s. So how would you describe it?
We are making the entertainment layer of the Web3. So Sony Group is recognized as an entertainment company, such as Sony Pictures, Sony Music, Sony Gaming, and even more. Sony Interactive Entertainment is the gaming department of the Sony Group. And I think today we onboarded around 220 million monthly active wallet addresses in the market. But this is number of address. So I would say we onboarded around 1 or 2% of the human being. So, which is not enough. And Web3 is already recognized as a finance layer of the next internet. And I think our next market is going to be entertainment, because entertainment has power to penetrate the technology into the daily lives. People fundamentally wanted to be connected, want to share enthusiasm, want to share emotion and passion, and want to be connected, right? And the SNS, like Facebook at the time, or Twitter at the time, was the pivotal product to onboard a lot of people to the internet. And we would like to make a pivotal product to onboard billions of the people through the power of entertainment, which is we are good at.
So Soneium hopes to support creator economies and leverage the connections to Sony subsidiaries for film, music, and games. So if Soneium becomes widely used someday, then what will that vision look like for creators and their fans?
Creators, fans, and the developers are the most important people in our on Soneium, and we are here to unleash creativity, to connect the people, and onboard a lot of the people on chain. And I would like to give you some of the example, which is already public and published by Sony Group 2 days ago. The one use case is built by Sony Picture Entertainment Japan. And the company is offering free access to exclusive contents for these who purchased the eligible title on Prime Video, which is Amazon Prime Video. And the customers will be able to join the specific group by having digital collection, which is NFT, and enjoy the film, exclusive film.
So it functions a little bit like as both a ticket and a souvenir in a way.
Yeah. And we are not saying NFT much because people does not need to know this is NFT or not, right? This is what we would like to do. Ordinary people does not care, which is blockchain or non-blockchain. This is using a NFT or just a
database.
Database. They don't care. So we would like to penetrate the technology in the daily lives. And another example is Sony Music Entertainment France. They're working with a lot of the artists, and to celebrate the second anniversary of the artist, the Sony Music Entertainment France is going to make the NFT together with the artist. And if you have the NFT, you can get exclusive opportunity, for example. And the last one is Sony Music Publishing Japan. And the artist is constantly doing a lot of the concerts. Artist is singing song, artist is making contents and so on. And when you go to the concert, you can get exclusive NFT. And if the same artist hosts another concert, you can get another NFT, which is SVT. So you can prove the loyalty of the artist. So let's say you are a fan of the Taylor Swift. The benefit you can get now is exactly, there are two types of the people who joined earlier and who joined later. The benefit of the former people is almost the same as the latter people. So we would like to visualize loyalty on chain so that the fan who have been supporting the artist from the beginning can get more benefit. And we would like to visualize the fan's passion and support on chain.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, in a way, it's sort of like how just in crypto generally, people will say what year they got into it. Yeah. But yeah, you're applying that concept to, our artists and other creators. And I think like some of what you mentioned here references some other new products you launched, which are SNFT and S.blocks. SNFT is what it sounds like. It's a tool.
NFT marketplace.
Yeah. And then the S.blocks, I guess, it seems to be like a way to exchange different assets.
Yeah. It's a crypto exchange, licensed crypto exchange in Japan.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's also for crypto. Generally not. Okay, got it. All right. Well, in a moment, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the drama that happened this week when Soneium launched. But first, a quick word from the sponsors who make this show possible. Introducing Quai Network, a next-generation proof-of-work Layer 1 for a new decentralized global monetary system. By merging currency with energy, Quai delivers the world's first decentralized energy dollar, stable, scalable, and built for real-world commerce. Harness unstoppable performance to scale global transactions and power next-level DeFi solutions. Quai paves the way for a new monetary era by bringing money, DeFi, and sustainability on a single platform. Learn more and discover how energy becomes currency at QU.ai. The Stellar Development Foundation has launched Build Better, an initiative inviting bold ideas from the Web3 community. No coding or technical experience is needed. Share your vision for better finance, creativity, or access, and see it brought to life in Stellar's next hackathon. Developers will build real-world solutions on Stellar's fast, scalable, and sustainable blockchain. Submit your idea for a chance to win from a $30,000 prize pool. Get involved at betteron.stellar.org. The future of Web3 starts with you. We love when listener comments don't mince words. In response to my recent interview with Bridge co-founder Zach Abrams on being acquired by Stripe, Degen Fund said on X, "Stablecoins, boring but billion-dollar." Do you have a take you want to share? Leave a comment on an episode on YouTube or X. Back to my conversation with Sota. Users became upset when certain meme coins were blocked during the launch of Soneium. And Pop Punk, one of the Twitter users, tweeted, quote, "Soneium is literally a Fed chain." Somebody named 0x Cause tweeted, "Soneium rugged users 100K ETH on launch day. I've never seen anything like it." And DeFi Ignis tweeted, "All current corporate L2s fall short and will probably never align with Ethereum as their incentive structures differ. Today's Soneium launch with IP and contract restrictions with freezing rights is a clear example." So why did Soneium choose to block certain meme coins, and what's your response to these criticisms?
Let's talk about Vitalik's tweet as well. He's supporting our approach as well.
Vitalik's quote, I mean, his was a long thing, so I only copied part of it. But he said, "The Soneium situation is a good live demonstration of how launching an Ethereum L2 is great for businesses and users. Businesses can make very fine-grained choices around how much control they keep versus give to users. But whatever rules they choose, that's what the rules are." And it went on from there. But yeah, that was his take.
Yeah. First of all, I think Web3 is getting bigger and bigger, and we are onboarding a lot of the people who have never used Web3 before, and we are onboarding a lot of the company. So I think discussion itself is pretty fruitful. So which is, I would say this is very important discussion. And when it comes to this drama, I think we have 3 elements. First one, meme coin, and second one, IP infringement, and the third one, RPC restriction. So regarding the meme coin, I think meme coin is definitely the fun part and important part of the Web3 culture. So meme coin is absolutely fine. And I personally own a lot of the meme coin, and I like meme coin as well. And the second one, IP infringement. We don't allow IP infringement because this is against our philosophy. The creators is the most important people and most important, they have a huge role in our ecosystem. And I'm Japanese, so I have been working with a lot of the creators. Let's say anime creators, manga creators, and illustrators, and so on, legendary creators. And they literally bet their life, use their time, a lot of time, to generate one single IP. Literally whole life. Let's say, if for example, Dragon Ball, or maybe Naruto, or a lot of the things. I really respect them, right? Because some people are using their IP and monetize without permission. This is unacceptable, ethically speaking. And the important thing is how to make a best balance between ethos of the decentralization while protecting a creator's IP, the creator's right. So in terms of the IP infringement, Sony is a public company, and Sony value creators. And that's why IP infringement is not acceptable on Soneium. And last one is RPC restriction. So this is RPC level restriction. So for non-technical people, I would say front-end restriction. So there is no censorship at the chain level. So these two are completely the separate things. And thanks to OP-Stack is amazing, by the way. OP-Stack allow users to enforce layer 2 transaction on layer 1. So meaning there is no censorship on layer 1, on Soneium by using Ethereum layer 1. This is the beauty of the Ethereum. This is the beauty of OP-Stack. So we have to find the best balance, right? And we feel strong responsibility because I think Soneium is the largest chain, which is backed by largest company in the Web3 market as of today in terms of the valuation. So I think a lot of the company which is joining the Web3 market make this as the reference, make this as an example. So we needed to make a great example for followers. And I would like to make this happen and make the rule, make the standard together with all builders in the Web3 market. So Vitalik support us, OP team support us, a lot of people support us while other people criticize, which is great. So we would like to make it a standard together with entire industry. So this is our responsibility. So which is, we are very proud of this. And I think we are taking the right step and we could be better, but let's moving forward.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the tweet from somebody named Dono_ETH, who said that they bypassed Soneium sequencer and bought a banned token with a forced transaction through L1. And he literally, I don't know this person, gave instructions on how to do it step by step. So I just find it interesting that you're acknowledging that that's possible and that is like part of this ecosystem. But you're saying like for the mainstream that you're targeting, you would like to enforce these rules.
Yeah, I think it looks like they are escaping. They would like to say they escaped. But we have been researching the blockchain, OP-Stack, and the other tech stack for more than 2 years, right? So we knew it. So we are taking the balance. If we would like to completely ban, we chose maybe private blockchain, consortium blockchain, which other company do. I personally strong public blockchain believer. The openness, verifiability, transparency, auditability, and so on. We would like to make the best balance between the ethos of the public blockchain while keeping the creators right. Business side.
Yeah, the way I view it is very similar to how when Apple Music and Spotify and all that came on, it's not like I actually don't know which ones are still around today, but it's not like, whatever the equivalent is of Napster or LimeWire or whatever. It's not like they just went away. So, but yeah, it's that the vast majority of people will probably use the one that doesn't require them to have a special technical knowledge. So let's just talk a bit, though, about how you're enforcing these IP protections. So let's say that somebody tries to use Soneium and I don't even know like how you're identifying which tokens violate IP protections. So how do you identify that? And then once you find a token where you think that there is some violation, what happens at that point? Like, what do you do on that? And just in terms of the token, but also like your team, I'm sure is like trying to resolve this. So yeah, how do you identify and then what happens after that?
Yeah, I will keep it short, but we have published the guideline. So it would be great if the listener check it, if they could check it. But to make long story short, we have an internal team who is checking the network and especially the Memecoin, which is violating the IP rights. Let's say someone is using Sony's existing IP, such as IBO or Troin, which is the IP owned by Sony, and someone is using the Sony as the ticker of the token. So this is not good, right? And we are currently automating the process, and we are making the announcement procedure, and we would like to make it, and we would like to make whole process as transparent as possible, and we would like to make the guideline together with community. So feedback is always welcome. The important things is this is RPC level as of today. So meaning there's some way to bypass the RPC, just like enforcing layer 2 transaction from layer 1.
Okay, but so in your blog post, you talked about how you're going to have a grace period if you notice a violation of 12 hours. So explain what that means. Like what happens to the tokens during that 12 hours and what is Soneium doing in the background during those 12 hours? Yeah.
Yeah, we have been speaking with the community, and we have been speaking with the project which violated the IP rights. And one thing we realize is they don't have a malicious attitude, the malicious intentions. Probably
Yeah.
which is too degen, right? It generally it's not good in Web 2 or real world, but they didn't know. Simply they didn't know. And if we could communicate with them, they could change. They understood and they change. And then they are behaving good. So we value communication. The communication is the key to make the great community, make the trust each other. So we have a grace period, 12 hours. If we could reach out to the project, we reach out to them. And if they change the illustration, let them go. Memecoin is okay. We accept Memecoin. I love it. I personally love it. But if they, did not comply, let's say they are using eyeballs illustration with Sony ticker, we needed to, ban the district at the RPC level, not chain level, because we value creators and we value creativity. And the one insight I would like to share today is, as you said, some degens, some Web3 people complain. But at the same time, we are facing Web3 community. At the same time, we are facing Web2 people, right? And some of the Web2 people highly value our approach, the balanced approach. And some of the Web2 people and a lot of the illustrators say they feel comfortable, they feel safe to join Web3. So this is the point. We needed to onboard Web2 people while valuing the Web3, while taking Web3 approach. So it's all about the balance. And right now, if IP is freely used by anyone, Memecoin, monetized by someone, we will never onboard mainstream creators on chain. So I think we are taking the right step.
Yeah. I've had debates about this with the chopping block, and Hasib Qureshi, the moderator of the chopping block, is a little bit more, dismissive of the importance of creators. And I, being a creator, am somebody who values creators. So I understand what you're saying. I did want to ask quickly, because I can't remember, you said at the beginning something like, was it 200 million addresses, or I forget the number you mentioned?
Oh yeah, today Web3 has 220 million monthly active wallets.
So how many wallets does Soneium have?
We launched a mainnet yesterday. And let me see. We launched a mainnet yesterday.
Oh, well, okay. So during the testnet, I saw 14 million.
During the testnet. Yeah, I think it's more than 15 million or 16 million. Yeah.
Well, so I don't know if you have any insight into who these users are, like what types of crypto activity they're interested in, or what geographies they're from, or what blockchain communities they tend to be active in. Like, do you have any insight into who you're attracting?
Yeah, I think mainly people from US and people from Japan. And we are doing some of the trial. We are doing some of the POC, which is not announced yet. And we are not saying NFT, or we are not saying blockchain. We are not saying like a Web3. But we are actually using Soneium testnet for specific activities right now. So we are actually generating some decent number of the transaction from this kind of the POC. So once time is right, I think we are going to make announcement.
Okay. And but it sounds like it tends to be creators and people who tend to do like NFT type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now that you've launched, what are the next plans for Soneium?
Yeah. As I said, Soneium is going to be an entertainment layer of the next internet. But I think entertainment layer needed to be built on finance layer, because finance amplify the power of the entertainment. So in coming 3 months, we just launched a mainnet. So we are focusing on the finance layer. And then we are at the same time, we are going to deliver entertainment together with IP. So in coming weeks, we are going to have several great campaigns by using IP and by working with a lot of the companies. So you will be surprised. In the incoming months, we are going to focus on entertainment. I think starting from idol group, music, movie, and eventually the gaming. Gaming is the big market, but there are a lot of the specific chain which is specifically focusing on gaming. So it's all about strategy. We would like to start from a niche market and going to enter the big market step by step.
All right. Well, it has been such a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for coming on Unchained.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Don't forget, next up is the weekly news recap, today presented by Wondercraft AI. Stick around for This Week in Crypto after this short break. Polkadot is the original and largest Layer 0 blockchain with over 2,000 plus developers. The anticipated Polkadot 2.0 upgrade will be a massive accelerator for the ecosystem, upgrading the infrastructure with 8 times higher transaction throughput and twice as fast block times, tailored core time for the needs of every protocol, trustless bridges to multiple chains, and revised tokenomics with a token burn to reduce inflation. Perfect for GameFi and DeFi to build, grow, and scale. Get your Web3 ideas to market fast. Think big, build bigger with Polkadot. Join the community at polkadot.network/ecosystem/community.
Welcome to this week's Crypto Roundup. In today's recap, we cover the U.S. government's $9 billion Bitcoin restitution to Bitfinex, Tether's big move to El Salvador, and the Trump administration's plans to shake up crypto regulations. We'll also dive into BitMEX's hefty fines, the SEC's appeal against Ripple, Coinbase's latest court victory, and how a Chainlink whale stirred up controversy. Plus, we have updates on Jupiter's massive $575 million airdrop, Ethereum's social media reboot, and legal troubles brewing for Pump.Fun. And don't miss the fun bits. How a TikTok ban sparked a pink dinosaur meme coin craze. Thanks for tuning in to the weekly news recap. Let's begin. U.S. approves $9 billion Bitcoin restitution to Bitfinex after 2016 hack. The U.S. Department of Justice has announced plans to return over 90,000 Bitcoin, valued at over $9 billion, to crypto exchange Bitfinex. These funds are part of the nearly 120,000 BTC stolen in a 2018 hack that was one of the largest in crypto history. In a court filing submitted on Tuesday, prosecutors identified Bitfinex as the rightful owner of the recovered Bitcoin, which represents the coins left in the hackers' wallets. The remainder, approximately 20,000 BTC, was laundered through complex methods and will require additional legal proceedings for recovery. The recovered funds were seized from Ilya Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan, who were convicted in 2023 of conspiracy to launder the stolen assets. Lichtenstein received a 5-year sentence, while Morgan was sentenced to 18 months. Bitfinex has stated that 80% of the recovered funds will be used to repurchase and burn its LEO tokens, a debt token created to offset customer losses after the hack. XRP surges amid reports of U.S. crypto reserve proposal. A report by the New York Post, citing anonymous sources, has ignited a wave of speculation about the possibility of an America First crypto reserve under the Trump administration. According to the report, Trump is receptive to the proposed reserve. which was reportedly discussed in recent meetings between Trump and U.S. crypto founders, and could see U.S.-founded digital assets prioritized, including XRP, Solana, and USDC. This potential policy shift has sparked significant excitement and some criticism within the cryptocurrency community. Co-founder of crypto research firm Reflexivity Research, Will Clemente, commented, "Sorry, but in my opinion, the reserve should be Bitcoin only, and maybe, to a lesser extent, stablecoins backed by treasuries, for the sake of the United States' future." Seems like this was brought into Trump's mind by some of the people that have been in his ear. Following the report, XRP's price surged by 13.4%, hitting a 7-year high of $3.40. Trading volumes spiked across major exchanges, with Coinbase reporting $1.9 billion in XRP activity, accounting for 28.7% of its total volume, and Binance seeing $3.7 billion in trades. However, Unchained discovered that the market-driving speculation might be unfounded. Sources suggested that Ripple Labs, the primary contributor to XRP's blockchain, could have fueled the rumors to align with ongoing regulatory shifts. Ripple representatives had reportedly met with Trump recently, despite his past criticism of the company, according to 2 sources with knowledge of the meeting. Adding to the intrigue, Ripple's co-founder Chris Larson's political donations to PACs supporting Kamala Harris surfaced, with Axios quoting Trump allegedly saying, "You weren't with me, and maybe you were with Kamala Harris," during a meeting with the company. Tether finalizes move to El Salvador. Tether, the company behind the world's largest stablecoin USDT, is completing its relocation to El Salvador after receiving approval as a licensed digital asset service provider and stablecoin issuer. This marks the first time Tether will establish a physical headquarters, with Reuters reporting that the firm plans to hire 100 Salvadorans over the next few years. CEO Paulo Arduino and Tether's leadership team are also moving their residences to the Bitcoin-friendly nation, according to the report. Arduino highlighted El Salvador's supportive policies and a growing crypto-savvy community as key reasons for the move. On the Bits Plus Bips podcast, Ram Aluwalia called the relocation a massive failure of U.S. stablecoin policy, noting, "These are profits that could have been earned by American businesses, but regulatory decisions push them offshore." The Trump administration is also expected to tackle the accounting policy requiring banks to classify digital assets as liabilities, which many believe stifled institutional crypto adoption. At the Securities and Exchange Commission, Republican Commissioners Hester Pierce and Mark Yeda will assume majority control and are reportedly planning to begin rulemaking processes to clarify when cryptocurrencies qualify as securities. They are also expected to review pending enforcement actions and may freeze non-fraud-related cases. SEC appeals, XRP ruling, challenges retail sales exemption. The SEC has filed an appeal with the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, seeking to overturn a 2023 district court ruling that Ripple's XRP token was not a security when sold to retail investors. Stuart Alderoty dismissed the SEC's appeal as a rehash of failed arguments. The case, stemming from the SEC's 2020 allegations that Ripple raised $1.3 billion through unregistered securities sales, remains pivotal for the regulatory future of digital assets. Coinbase scores another legal victory. Following its appeal in the XRP ruling, the SEC faces further scrutiny after a federal appellate court ordered the agency to provide a clearer explanation of its refusal to create specific cryptocurrency regulations. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit ruled in favor of Coinbase on Monday, stating the SEC's handling of the petition was arbitrary and capricious. Coinbase had filed the petition in 2022, seeking guidance on how securities laws apply to digital assets. While the court stopped short of mandating new crypto-specific rules, it directed the SEC to justify its position on crypto assets more thoroughly. Judge Stefanos Bibas emphasized the need for a well-reasoned explanation, cautioning the SEC against issuing another insufficient response. Coinbase's chief legal officer, Paul Grewal, welcomed the decision, calling it a significant step toward regulatory clarity. BitMEX ordered to pay additional $100 million. Crypto exchange. BitMEX has been fined an additional $100 million by the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York for violating anti-money laundering and know your customer rules under the Bank Secrecy Act. The judgment follows earlier penalties, including a $110 million settlement reached last year after BitMEX admitted to the violations. The court found that BitMEX had failed to establish effective AML and KYC systems from 2015 to 2020, allowing illicit activity and U.S. user access without appropriate regulatory compliance. Prosecutors argued the exchange generated $1.3 billion in global revenue while evading U.S. laws. BitMEX parent company, HDR Global Trading Inc., now faces a 2-year probationary period. The penalties come amid broader enforcement actions, including previous charges against BitMEX founders and executives for related violations by agencies such as the CFTC and FinCEN. Chainlink Whale exploits staking limits. A prominent trader, pseudonymously known as Old White on the OpenSea platform, has drawn attention for circumventing Chainlink's staking restrictions and recently moving millions in Link tokens to Binance. Chainlink, a blockchain oracle network, originally capped staking at 7,000 tokens per wallet to encourage broad participation when it launched its staking program in 2022. The trader bypassed this limit by deploying over 100 wallet addresses, staking a total of more than 1 million Link tokens, worth over $20 million at current prices. This strategy, referred to as Sybil manipulation, enabled the user to dominate the staking pool, which Chainlink had aimed to democratize. On-chain data examined by Unchained reveals that between November and January, Old White consolidated rewards from 113 wallets into a single address. As of December 29, the address sent 280,164 Link, valued at $6 million, to Binance, a move likely signaling intent to sell. Jupiter prepares 575 million Jupe token airdrop. Jupiter, a decentralized exchange aggregator on the Solana blockchain, has announced details of its highly anticipated Jupuary airdrop. Set to take place next week, the event will distribute 700 million JUP tokens, valued at $575 million, to the community. This marks the protocol's second annual airdrop, following last year's event, which rewarded 955,000 wallets. The allocation includes 440 million tokens for users, 60 million for stakers, and 200 million for growth initiatives aimed at expanding Jupiter's ecosystem. According to Jupiter contributor Cash Danda, approximately 2 million wallets are eligible for this year's rewards. The 2 million wallets that do receive the airdrop will be more likely to be real cats and help us accelerate towards a decentralized future, Donda explained in a research post. The rewards are tier-based, favoring active participants. For instance, top-tier expert traders can receive up to 300,000 JUP, worth around $250,000, while lower-tier participants may get as few as 20 T-Skeep. Jupiter also launched a rewards checker tool, allowing users to verify eligibility ahead of the drop. Ethereum Foundation revamps social media strategy. The Ethereum Foundation has unveiled a revamped approach to its social media presence following community criticism over its lack of marketing. The foundation announced the introduction of a new account, at Ethereum FNDN, to share updates on grants, projects, and treasury movements, while the @Ethereum handle will now be used more actively for general updates. This shift comes after years of sparse activity on the @Ethereum account, which posted just 14 original tweets since mid-21. The announcement, shared on X, formerly Twitter, marks the EF's effort to address concerns that its minimal social engagement hindered Ethereum's growth and narrative. "This is the beginning of a new approach. We plan to iterate and expand over time," wrote the foundation. Community members, including Ethereum builder Joseph Schiarizzi, expressed optimism, saying the change could help highlight the ecosystem's achievements. The foundation also extended its social strategy to platforms such as Blue Sky and Lens. Pump.Fun faces legal threat. New York-based Berwick Law has announced plans to pursue legal action against Solana-based Memecoin platform Pump.Fun, citing claims of investor harm and unethical activities promoted on the platform. The law firm is calling for affected users to step forward and support the case to seek restitution. Pump.Fun, responsible for creating over 6 million tokens since its January 20-year launch, has faced criticism for fostering speculative trading and risky behavior. The platform controversially suspended its live streaming feature for allegedly encouraging acts such as staged suicides and animal abuse to promote tokens. Despite its dominance, accounting for 70% of recent transactions on the Solana network. Data from Dune analyst Adam Teichi reveals only 0.4% of its users have profited over $10,000. Time for fun bits. As the US mulls kicking TikTok off the App Store, crypto did what crypto does best: turn global drama into a meme coin frenzy. The unlikely star? A pink dinosaur named Momo. Yes, really. Momo, a Solana-based token, was chilling in obscurity until TikTok refugees flocked to China's Instagram-like app, Rednote, where users embrace the dino as a kind of digital mascot. The default username on Rednote is Momo. Fast forward a couple of days, and meme coin Momo's value shot up 160x because why not? With a market cap under $5 million and trading volume barely $40 million, Momo isn't exactly taking on Bitcoin. But hey, who needs fundamentals when you have a cute mascot and social media chaos? If TikTok gets banned, Momo might just moon again, because nothing screams freedom like on-chain dino memes. And that's all. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this recap, go to unchainedcrypto.substack.com, that is unchainedcrypto.substack.com, and sign up for our free newsletter so that you can stay up to date with the latest in crypto. Unchained is produced by Laura Shin, with help from Matt Pilchard, Juan Aranovich, Megan Gavis, Pam Majumdar, and Margaret Curia. The weekly recap was written by Juan Aranovich and edited by Kari McMahon. Thanks for listening.